Hello everybody, how you doing? It's Damon yet again with SummerSlam 996. This time I will rebook it, and honestly, that's a SummerSlam I feel much more confident and honestly, much more positively. Because unlike SummerSlam 95, I felt like some cleanup happened, and I felt like there's more opportunities for more matches. Now, there's not going to be 12 matches. I think it rounded out to 8 matches. Still, Bruce Pritchard's OCD probably wasn't satisfied. It's not 5 matches only. It doesn't matter. If you don't have time for 8 matches, then what the hell are you doing as a wrestling booker? Let's be honest. If you can't do 8 match a night, then forever relinquish your booking role and give it to somebody who can. I don't care if you're sponsors, because let's be honest, not every match needs to be 70 minutes. It doesn't even need to be 17 minutes. A match can be 8 fine by itself with 8 minutes with 2 minutes of entrances and be done by then. That's the problem with wrestling, and not just WWE, AEW as well. If you think every match needs to be 70 minutes, go watch back to Golden Era, go watch back to Attitude Era. Well, Attitude Era was a bit too much there, but Golden Era, a lot of matches were like 6, 7 minutes tops. It was a lot of promos, lots of stories, but they need to be 70 minutes. And I think we need to go back to that. Leave the big marquee match for the pay-per-views. Give 1 or 2 big matches, 1 or 2. Well, if it's a 2-hour show, 1 only. If it's 3 hours, 2 matches actually can be substantial. But everything else can end with a DQ. It's fine. You said you want to develop the story, but that's how you do it. Anyway, how would I book the card? I think I would start off with Savio Vega versus Justin Long Bradshaw, aka JBL. They were feuding then, and the first match, I think Savio Vega lost to John Bradshaw Layfield at In Your House International Incident. You can have a second match, and I would have Savio Vega win, but with it's a weird kind of roll-up finish that basically is, I think it's like a Magistra Cradle finish, but immediately after the match, just now Bradshaw does his lariat, the clothesline from hell, and continue attacking him and basically attacking him with his rope, which sets up basically the bull rope match or the strap match at the next In Your House Mind Games. Then you would have a 6-man tag. You have Yokozuna team up with the Body Donnas to take on Jerry Lawler and the New Rockers. This will be basically the perfect get everybody else in the card match. Now, if Yokozuna is not in good shape or is not feeling well, you can have Mark Henry. One way or another, I would have Yokozuna and Body Donnas win. In the third match for the World Tag Team titles, you have the Smoking Guns against the Godwins against Owen and British Bulldog. I always thought it was kind of weird, like basically at SummerSlam, like you had Smoking Guns versus the New Rockers versus the Body Donnas with Skip being injured. Like you had Nick braces and basically were gone like 2, 3 minutes, and the Godwins. And I felt like at the end of the match, when the West was the equivalent of Power Slide of Sunny on the screen, it felt like a move. It felt like there was another part missing in the story. Like somebody was supposed to interfere and do something with Sunny stuff. Because it felt like for SummerSlam, you do that stuff on a TV taping. You don't do it as a pay-per-view. And it felt like they're already, let's be honest, the Cleveland crowd that day on the Gun Arena was dead. Anybody who saw SummerSlam 996 will tell you that the crowd was awful. And it was. And you can say that the booking of the show wasn't that that well. Well, a lot of shows were not booked that well, but they got a better audience than that. There was a dead arena, a dead crowd, and I would have Smoking Guns as Owen and Bulldog and versus Godwins, and yeah, I would kind of make sure that Godwins would be the face, Smoking Guns would be the heel, Owen and Bulldog would be basically what they are in backstage, what they were backstage was like the tricksters, basically the people would do ribs and basically this. They would basically trick Smoking Guns and Godwins, like they would basically troll each other, the other team, and basically try to stir up the pot between the two teams. And we love to Owen Hart delivering basically a top rope drop kick to Bart Gunn, leading up the running power slam to and while he does the running power slam, he basically rotates, so basically takes out both Godwins with it, and he pins Bart Gunn for the 1, 2, 3. And you have Owen Hart and British Bulldog as the World Tag Team Champions. And basically, Camp Cornette is happy and say, that's one set of belts we have. We're going to end up with another set of belt another big important belt by the end of the night with the WWE title. We'll see about that. Fourth match of the night for the Intercontinental title. Ahmed Johnson defends against Farouk, against Goldust, and against Wildman Mark Madden in a fatal four-way match. Ahmed was supposedly injured there, and that's a perfect way. If you don't have to, Ahmed Johnson would have been pinned. But Ahmed would be the first eliminated because Farouk would attack Ahmed so relentlessly that Ahmed is basically pronounced by the referee that he's not able to continue. So now it's a three-way match. So it's Mero versus Farouk versus Goldust. And what we'd do in this case is I would try to basically have Goldust would try to basically Farouk would hold both arms of Mero, and Goldust would try to hit Mero with the purse that had a brick inside, and in E-Ducks, Farouk gets it instead, and it leads to Goldust actually pinning Farouk anyway. It's like, okay, I made a mistake, but whatever. And it leads to Mero versus Goldust. What we had was the fourth match in real life. But here's a match that I felt like a great ending before they continued. Mero debuted the Wild Thing, aka the Shooting Star Press, and I thought that should have been the end of the match. When you keep saying, storyline, we'll keep watch out for my new move, watch out for my new move, I'm going to debut my new move. That should be the ending of the match. And after he does the Shooting Star Press, you have Wildman Mark Mero keep the IC title, win the IC title there, and keep it until like 2-3 months later when you lose it, Triple H. Like, you only gave it for a month for him, and he deserved better. And it's like, he was still very over. People say that Sable overshadowed him, and it's true. But by himself, Wildman Mark Mero was still very, very fundamentally popular. It was still very popular, even when Sable was doing nothing, even if on shows that Sable wasn't really wearing something controversial, Mero was still cheered a lot. It's when he basically came back as a heel, as Marvelous Mark Mero, that went downhill. But WWE's going to WWE and do revisionist story, whatever. And also revisionist story, it always bugs me when I hear JBL and Triple H saying Mero wasn't a good worker. He was a damn good worker. Like, shut the hell up. Like, seriously, at least Mero did some of these top rope drop kicks, top rope slingshot leg drops. He did basically slingshot sunset flips. He did basically the equivalent of what Montez Ford does, is flipping over the top rope as well. Triple H used to just do stupid, basically, facebusters with knee and tons of clothesline back then, chin locks. And he talks about somebody's moveset. Like, seriously. Wake up, man. Triple H was good because he was a capable hand with great wrestlers. There's a reason why Triple H's great Khali was never seen a great match or even competent at best. But again, revisionist story. Now, moving on, you would have Jake the Snake Roberts take on Stone Cold Steve Austin. I didn't want Jake the Snake Roberts with Jerry Lawler. I thought it was wasting away the time of Jake with the Snake Roberts. I wanted to have a match between Cobra versus Snake versus Snake, and this time Jake Roberts he's fully healed, and I would basically have Jake go back, like basically Stone Cold keeps counting Jake, to the point that Jake becomes a bit more evil. He's still a face, but he becomes more evil. And he comes back with that black glove, that snake handling glove. And I want basically, not repeat, but reference the Savage Roberts feud at a time where basically you could see Austin basically tied up on the ropes and Jake retrieves the snake, the revelation. This would be revelation in this case, and advance toward Austin. Austin is still like his badass. He's still fighting against the rope. He's still fighting all he can. Jake is unrelenting. He still wants to approach him and basically drop the snake on him. It's only when tons of referee comes from the back that it stopped. But again, because they anticipated this happening. They saw it happening before, so now they know what to expect. But that's it. So there's no problem there, but it kind of says Jake is not going to be happy-go-lucky. He's not going to be basically, in this case, so forgiving this time. And it leads to Jake versus Stone Cold at SummerSlam. Stone Cold wins clean, but takes like 12 minutes to do so. Then you have Psycho Sid versus Triple H. I have Psycho Sid winning 4 minutes. That's it. Screw Triple H. Talk about Triple H. You want to be basically this? You really want to be in basically the doghouse? You get jobbed out and squashed by Psycho Sid. And upon you winning the IC title, I still have Psycho Sid do exact same thing that he did in December 1996. I still have Psycho Sid defeat you in a squash match with you not even laying a punch on him. In a penultimate match, like in real life, you had Undertaker versus Kane. Undertaker versus Mankind, sorry. Like in real life, Mankind was basically built up as the guy that Taker could not defeat apart of now shows. Because I've seen an now show before, and Taker did win over Mankind. And it'd be the same thing, but I thought the Ballroom Brawl was kind of goofy, the way it ended. It was, you have to go back from the ad stage and you go inside the ring where you have to retrieve the urn, and that was it. And I would just have it to be a singles match, another singles match, and it would indeed lead to Paul Bearer out of nowhere smashing the urn across Undertaker's face, and that leads to Mandible Claw, and Mankind wins. And it's a #1 contendership match. And the BB title main event, Shawn Michaels against Vader. Vader won the #1 contendership by pinning Shawn Michaels in International Incident 6-man tag. I would keep it the same way. The only thing I wouldn't book the same match though. I would book it like the way it was booked when I saw it in a live event. Shawn does it does a body slam, does the elbow. You could have him basically do sweet chin music, or you have the first sweet chin music. Vader gets kicked, but Shawn is not even in good shape to pin him. Vader's able to roll to the outside to recover. Shawn tries to do basically a running tope. He gets caught. He gets caught in the powerbomb. He gets rolled back in the ring. And Vader tries to do the Vader bomb. Again, he hits the Vader bomb, but at the same time you could see it's like people wondering why he's not going for cover, but you can see Vader like clutching his knee. He's kind of hurt his knee. By the time he goes for the cover, 1, 2, then Shawn kicks out. Then Vader goes a clothesline. Shawn tries to do the sweet chin music. Vader ducks, turns him around, kicks him in the stomach, goes to the powerbomb again. Shawn lands on his feet, hits a sweet chin music, hits another one, and yeah, he hits 2 sweet chin music, and he pins him for the 1, 2, 3. And if you don't, it could be 2 sweet chin music, and while Vader's staggered after 2 sweet chin music, Shawn goes the top rope and does a standing moonsault on a standing Vader, and pins him 1, 2, 3, like in real life. Could have been just this. So that's how I would have booked SummerSlam 1996. Let me know what you think down below in the comments down below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.